Good afternoon, friends. I'm once again back on the same topic of how this 3.03% of land holding needs to be looked at. And what should be the demand of these 21 lakh residents of these cantonments, 57 cantonments plus 5 of the British era. Now, during the research, a question rose in my mind: should there be an administrative change up to the existing structure? And if it has to be, what it should be and how it should be? Because under the local self-government regime of the constitution, we have to define all this. So in this context, the definition of local authority, which has now been infused in the 2020 bill, under clause 31 of section 3 of the General Clauses Act 1897, we need to have a local authority. Now, where is this part of the regime defined? In a Supreme Court order versus Municipal Corporation of Delhi versus Birla Cotton Spinning Mills, way back in 1968. What does it define? It says the General Clauses Act defines the local authority as one which is legally entitled to or entrusted by the government with the control or management of municipal and local funds. The funds become an important condition in this. So this was a far-reaching judgment of the Supreme Court which encapsulated the essence of local self-government and states that local bodies are subordinate branches of the government activity. They are democratic institutions managed by representatives of the people. They function for public purpose and take away a part of government affairs in the local areas. So they are politically subdivisions and agencies which exercise a part of the state function. As they are intent to carry on local self-government, the power of taxation is a necessary adjunct to the other powers given to them. So they function under the supervision of the government. So local authority is no big authority, but yes, it is moreover independent. In 1981, Supreme Court, in another judgment, Union of India versus R.C. Jain had again said, what are the basic ingredients of the local self-government? Why am I stressing on this local self-government? Because our constitution starts of the cantonment in 1867, when the first Cantonment Act was given. If you read, we are under the local self-government. We are a local authority. That is why cantonment boards of your respective cantonments, if you imagine, your even staff cannot be transferred from A cantonment to B cantonment. So this judgment said it cannot be merely a government agency, but must be legally independent agency. See, in 81 it is defining us in a little better way. The representative must be elected by the inhabitants of the area. Now, where is this definition of inhabitant? In section 2 of the Cantonment Act. It must enjoy a certain degree of autonomy, the freedom to decide for itself question of policies affecting the area's administration by it. The autonomy may not be complete and the degree of dependency may vary considerably, but the appreciable measure of autonomy must be there. So Supreme Court has been very clear. This body must be entrusted by the statutory of the government functions and the duties as are usually done. To any municipal bodies, you have municipal laws and that's how the government functions, whether in your any state if you talk of. It must have the power to raise funds for the furtherance of their activities, fulfillments of projects, levy taxes, rates, charges, fees. If you remember, there was octroi earlier in these cantonments. So this was all done for. Now this was all being done for achieving the goals. Now to further to achieve these goals, the Defence Estate Services, which is the Director General Lands, needs to be reconstructed so that the delegation of powers of central government in the interest for better local self-government could be made at different levels with the necessary control mechanism of the government. Now, let's say, for example, if this is done and the local self-government has a better power and the representatives are there, so what will change? So, the conversion of old grants into freehold could have been managed more effectively if the powers were delegated with the suitable guidelines of cantonment levels to the director levels. Concentrating everything on the MOD defeats the entire project or the purpose of these policies. So the 1957 policy which was made could have been betterly projected. It could have been implanted by now. We've gone 70 years down that independence. Where is that 1957 policy has been implemented? Even if we go down to civil areas, I have the list. What are we doing? Cases are pending for more than 8 years. So friends, this is how local self-government and the administration restructuring needs to be done. Thank you. Good day.